Hi. I don't know if I'm going to put this up. It's been a while since I've talked about DPD, and it's been a really long time, over a year, I think, since I put the first video up talking about my story and my experience. So yes, I've been meaning to make this for a while, to give an update, because since I put up that video I've got an alarming amount of emails from people who wanted to talk to me about it, and that made me a little bit emotional, really, as emotional as I could be. The fact that people wanted to talk to me about it, and I've Skyped people, I Skyped someone from Vietnam, I Skyped someone who's living in Canada, and I've spoken to so many people about it, and it just feels like I maybe could have helped someone, or at least just given a different insight onto the whole situation. From the people who did email me, I got an alarming amount of, what's the word? compliments from them, saying how I seem like I'm very outgoing and I still get on with my life, and etc, etc. Well, I'm gonna come clean, I guess, about stuff that's gone on since that video. I put that video up, and at that point I thought that my DPD was as bad as it could get, but I was very, very wrong, and I did not take care of myself very much after that. I kept on smoking weed with my friends, and I had some really, really good times. I did. Times where I felt like maybe it was just the place that I was meant to be in at that time. I was meant to have DPD, I was meant to see the world in a different light. And then there were other times where I was completely panicked, and just the same that I was when I got DPD. And it got to a point where I'd spent so much money, I'd smoked so much weed, and I remember one time I was just in a really bad place, and I had a pre-rolled joint from the day before, just because I was meant to smoke it with some friends, but then they ended up not coming. So I was in a really bad place, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go out, I'm going to smoke half of this to myself, and then I'll just go back. And I went out, and I ended up smoking the whole thing to myself, and I was walking back, and I realised that I felt absolutely nothing. I didn't feel high in the slightest. It wasn't anything, and I don't know whether that was because I was in a bad place, or I don't know. It was my usual stuff. It was just weird. And I ended up calling my mum, actually, and just explaining to her that I was still smoking, and I was like, I'm so confused, I don't feel anything right now, it was just really, really weird. So I decided to quit, make a completely clean slate of my life, which I did, I think, and I tried to just get away from all of that. So I did, and what went on since then was an ongoing battle of complete self-doubt, anxiety. I was left with nothing after smoking for that long, and basically fucking myself up even more. It went to a whole new level of DPD, really. It genuinely really, really made me depressed. I know a lot of you have spoken to me, have already said that it made you depressed when you first started, when you first got DPD. When I made that video, I was not in as bad a place. I was in a very confused place, and there were times where it really did bring me down, but it would not put me in stages of depression. Whereas now I can definitely say that I was an idiot, and I carried on with it, and it left me in a real bad state. I was trying to get myself better from it, and so I decided to get a book, to write in the book, which is this book. And the first, like, few pages or whatever, just how upset I am, pretty much how upset I was. And I'm just, basically, I tried to help myself get out of it. I feel like DPD, in a way, even though it sucks, is definitely an eye-opener to the things that you had before that maybe you weren't acknowledging. I'm talking like, you know, self-doubt and things that you're maybe not too happy with yourself about, like maybe you really wanted to go, you know, do like a dance class. Let's talk from personal experience. Maybe you really wanted to go do a dance class, and it made you so happy when you did it before, but you can't bring yourself to do it because you're just terrified of being embarrassed. And writing all this shit down helped me really, like, just, it felt like it was okay to talk to someone else about it, and that person being me, because no one else can understand it. All of my friends know, and they're all incredibly supportive. I could not have asked for better friends to help me deal with it, but it really helped being able to talk to myself about it, because I'm the only person who understands how I feel. And I think I said this in the last video, I don't really remember, that I think DPD is different for every person. And the people I've spoken to, it's become really clear that it definitely is different for every person. And while it does help talking to others and explaining your thoughts on DPD and how you went through it and what you're doing, it never quite resonates in you that, you know, oh, I totally connect with this other person. Not for me anyway. I feel like I'm still the only person in the world dealing with it. And I don't know if that's a universal DPD thing, but I definitely just feel like that. And I guess this video was me trying to update, get some stuff off my chest. It's kind of turned into me just feeling all sorry for myself. But the one thing that I've found has been most difficult since DPD is relationships. Now, I don't think that that is a universal DPD thing. I think that that is something that I was dealing with before that I didn't address, and that it's just popped up now, and it's like magnified that situation. Like, I just feel that I can't tell when I'm into someone, if I'm meant to be with them. I start to overthink the entire thing. It makes it really, really hard to have a relationship with someone who you know is just the nicest person in the world. Like, and I've, you know, had maybe like one, possibly two kind of relationships since then, and those have been really, really difficult. They've been miserable for me, and to go through that again, I'm in the middle of I'm seeing someone right now. And I guess that kind of spurred me to make this video now, because I'm just terrified of, you know, doing the same thing and being miserable and making the other person miserable and basically fucking up everything and just ruining relationship after relationship. Like, when it could just be over nothing, I could just be entirely making everything up in my head. And that's what's really, really hard about going through DPD, is that you can't tell if what you're feeling is actually true and just no one else can feel it, or if you're just making the whole thing up. God, getting all emotional. Basically, aside from that, that's what's going on with